Dudes, I got this video in my suggested videos yesterday on YouTube. I never saw this before in my life, never heard of it. It is hysterical and hysterically funny. This is a dance sequence from a movie called Sweet Charity. I never heard of it. It's from 1969. And it was directed and choreographed by this dude named Bob Fosse. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea who he is. And it's adapted from his own stage play from 1966, which he was also directed and choreographed. And you can totally see that the director of this movie is a choreographer. Just look at this first shot. This is the opening sequence of the dance. Look how everybody is perfectly placed down to their head position. That's what this dance sequence is like. This is hysterical to me. Yes, Ricardo Montalban and Shirley MacLaine. I was reading about this movie. I can't believe it, man. Not only was it a flop, it was a dreadful flop. They don't even know how much it cost. Claims by Fosse himself. Estimated ranges were more than 20 million or just 8 million. They don't know. But according to the studio, by January of 1970, it only made $1.1 million, which they say is just a bit more than the cost of Shirley MacLaine's salary. By 1976, the film had earned $4 million. Unbelievable. I can't imagine. Well, you can see they spent some money on this, money for the times. And to me, I think it looks perfect, and it's really funny. This is the kind of thing that I would think if for me in the late 60s and I were a hippie, like early 1970, why would you not get stoned and go watch this? Why would you not? Apparently, it didn't work. I have no idea.
Who's that with Vittorio?
She doesn't look familiar.
Who can she be?
What happened to Ursula?
Who is it?
Who is it? Who is it?
Who is it?
Who is it?
Who is it?
Who is it? Who is it?
It's me. Wow, this place sure is crawling with celebrities. I'm the only person here I never heard of.
Come on. Why would we not go see this movie? It is hysterical. And it's really well put together. I mean, the lighting is perfect. You can tell a choreographer's directing this. Everything is perfectly placed. The sound is awesome. The direction is spot on. Why would people not go see this? I just can't imagine. Couldn't you just see us in 1969 or 1970 like, dude, we gotta go watch this movie. It's too good. This is like Austin Powers in Whoville. Was it just too sarcastic for the people at the times? I don't know, man. To me, this is just a riot. I want to say something about this shot right here. From my experience with watching stage plays and dealing with directors and stuff, this an issue that often popped up was trying to direct the audience to the action you wanted them to see. Because, when you go to see a stage play, one of the great things about it is you don't have to do that, that you can look around and take in the whole stage and take in what's going on. But there comes times when the director wants the audience's attention in one spot. So, like, sometimes they would use lights to do that, or they would hope that your eyes are following the main characters or some type of prop. And also sometimes it was an issue in between transitions, like making set changes on the fly. And people, would generally try to use lighting to get people to put their eyes in the right spot. And I remember one time one director said, fuck, man, it's not my fault if people are looking in the wrong place. Like, you're just being stupid, which it's true to an extent. If the lights are out and there's one spotlight on and we want you to look there, but you choose to watch a stagehand move something off stage, maybe that's part of the experience for you. But anyway, that relates to this shot right here because, we have a stage play director and choreographer who is probably reveling in the glory of being able to force people to look in just the spot he wants them to look, because he has all this action in the background and he's trying to use lighting to make an effect here. But, unfortunately, this might be one of the detractions for choreographers, how kind of muddled this shot is, because he's eventually going to put a spotlight on the person that he wants us to look at. But, a choreographer trying to make this work, I don't think it quite worked. It's not that big a deal, but I just want to point this out, that that's probably exactly what this director is thinking when he was framing this shot. Like, I want people to look in the spot that I want them to look in, so I'm going to try to use lighting this way. That lead dancer's name is Suzanne Charney, and I wanted to just highlight one particular dance move she does over and over again in that piece. It's this right here. It's kind of a liquidy, languid, flowy arm movement. I don't know how else to describe that, but it made me think of that little dance sequence from Wednesday, the new Addams Family spinoff. That dance has gone crazy, and it's not, and the scenes from the series of that dance, it's not even very long. It's like a minute long. And they used it in their trailer for Wednesday, the dance sequence that she did. And I'm wondering, why didn't they make that dance sequence longer? Or maybe it was longer and they just didn't have good stuff to take out of it. But man, that dance sequence is probably the most popular thing about the series. And to tell the truth, the series is awful. I mean, how can you, how are you going to make that interesting? A snotty little teenage girl who's just shitty about everything. It's interesting for maybe 15 minutes, and you're like, all right, I've seen enough of that girl. But the dance sequence was really, I thought it was pretty good, and apparently it's extremely popular. But she does that same type of arm movement in the background in part of her dance, right there. If they're going to pick up that crappy show for another season, they should probably just choreograph entire routines, because that's the most popular thing about the series. Anyway, that made me think of my favorite type of character from World of Warcraft and the dance that character does. Yep, the female night elf dance. Still my favorite, and it's from the original version of WoW, which was 2004. But that actually came from Elise. Yes, Elise. What was that cheesy song called? Jeanne and Marie. The night elf dance came from this girl. This is the most packaged bubblegum, dreadful pop music one can imagine. Also highly successful. And you can see why. I mean, we got the whole package down here. Pretty girl, nice dance routine, redundant song. I mean, she's a real good dancer. She was a really good dancer. Just not much of a singer, really. But you can see what her appeal is. Anyway, that's where the Night Elf dance came from. Wow. Guess that's it. See you dudes later.